What a pleasure it is to be here today, and I want to start by sharing one of my favorite historical stories. It's the story of Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc, an amazing girl, 17 years of age, back in the mid-1400s. Think about that, even in itself, profound. But she led the French armies to liberate a key city that was required to coronate their uncrowned king. This was during the 100 Years' War between Britain and France. And because of this event, she became a heroine to all the people of France and through many generations of time, including me today. Now later, there was a faction that actually captured her and turned her over to the British. And at that point, she was tried and condemned to death by fire. There was a play later written in her life about this experience when she was burned at the stake. And in the play, the actress portraying Joan makes this statement, and I want you to listen carefully to the words of this. Every man gives his life for what he believes. Every woman gives her life for what she believes. Sometimes people believe in little or nothing, and yet they give their lives to that little or nothing. One life is all we have to live. And we live it as we believe in living it, and then it is gone. But to surrender what you are and live without belief is more terrible than dying, even more terrible than dying young. I love that quote. And it makes you start to ask questions about yourself, doesn't it? It makes you ask the question, what am I giving my life to? Or another way to state it, what is my life purpose? It was in this mindset that I had an experience happen to me as a young father. I was unemployed at the time. No money to pay the bills, struggling just to keep up. I was discouraged, depressed, losing hope. In this state, I learned about a neighbor of mine who required surgery, open heart surgery. And he didn't have any family in the region, so he was required to go in by himself, he and his wife, and have the surgery. And I thought, hey, unemployed, doing nothing, I can give myself to help out. So I went and I sat with the wife during the surgery. Several hours went by, and during that time, I remember focusing on my situation, how my needs were struggling, how I was letting down my family. The doctor came in after several hours and reported back that the surgery was a success. And about an hour after that, we were invited to go back and see him, and I was a little surprised with that since I wasn't family, but I remember walking past the nurse's station and into that room. All those dozens of machines, tubes, cables connected to him, the beeps, the sounds. I was amazed, but then I noticed something. He was focused on me. And as I walked over to the bed, he grabbed my hand. Being unable to speak because of the tubes in his throat, he expressed clearly to me his appreciation and his love for me being there. My life changed that day. And from that moment, it was my first discovery into something I refer to as the progression of purpose. And let me share that with you. The progression of purpose starts with needs. It progresses to wants, and then it graduates to legacy. Now let me take you through each of these. If my needs are not being met, where is my focus? Where is my energy? Where is everything that I do? It's on me, isn't it? Because if my needs are not met, nothing else matters. But once those needs are met, what happens? I start to look around and I see what everybody else has. And I start to become dissatisfied with my life because people have more. And I graduate or come to this phase here of wants, thinking that there's some age, some car, some title, some income level that will make me happy. See, because deep inside each of us, there is rooted this drive or this desire to find purpose to find meaning, to find joy in life. And if we are not attaining it, we pursue it. Whether it was in in needs, whether it was in wants and we start looking and we fight and we try and figure out what it is that's going to deliver that. Several years ago, I helped a family relocate here from California. They sold their small 2-bedroom house in California for a lot of money. They took that cash, brought it to Idaho, and bought a 5-bedroom, 3-bath home, new construction, 3-car garage, bought a new car, put it in there, new furniture. They were living the life. A couple of months later, I called them to see how they were doing, and the wife made this comment to me. She said, "Stephen, I thought this would make me happy." She discovered a very important truth. There is no thing, no title, no acquisition that can suffice or deliver that burning desire inside each of us that we have to find that purpose, meaning, and joy. History is filled with famous people, rich people, who by their very lives define what the rest of us are pursuing. But how many of them are accented by depression, divorce, drug overdoses, even suicide? Things will never deliver purpose, meaning, and joy. But then there are those that graduate to a legacy of service, of serving other people. And think about it in your own life. Think about a time when maybe you visited a next-door neighbor who was a widow, or helped somebody push their car out of the snow, which we've had a lot of opportunity this last winter. Or maybe even as simple as holding a door for somebody, some act of kindness that had no desire or intention of reciprocity, getting something back for that action. How did it make you feel? See, when you go back and look at each of these, under needs, who is my focus on? It's me, isn't it? Under wants, where is my focus? Selfishly, again, on me, as I try to find that solution to purpose, meaning, and joy. Isn't it a paradox that to find that internal purpose, meaning, and joy in life, for me, if I will give up thinking about me and think about others, it will come. It will come. And not only that, my grandfather was a man of little means. He drove a simple car, had a simple job, lived in a simple home. But there was something about his life that changed generations. He cared about other people first. If there was a service project in the community, guess who was first to be there? My grandfather. Every time I was around him, I felt like $1 million. And in speaking to my cousins and other people, they felt the same way. Why? Because he gave himself to others first. And by so doing, he became immortal in his legacy to me and to my family. See, as we graduate and we become legacies of service in our own lives, we join the greats of history, like Joan of Arc, like my grandfather, like Mother Teresa, who said, "I myself may not be able to change the world, but I can throw a stone across the waters to create many ripples." What if we in this very room today began to create a legacy of service? Is it possible that we could change our lives and find that purpose, meaning, and joy? Is it possible we could change the community? Is it possible that we could change the world? Let's follow the counsel of Goethe, the great German philosopher, who said, "Begin this very day. Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it." Boldness has power, genius, and magic in it. Only engage and the mind grows heated. Begin and then the task will be completed. When you say, I will, it sends out sparks into the universe and sends to you whatever it is you need. Now let me take you back again to the mid-1400s. It's now you tied to the stake. What would you declare about your life in your final moments? Look deep into your heart. What are you giving your life to?